What's up, you guys? Web here for OneGlanceTrader.com, and I'm back now with the second trend pullback indicator, this time using the Stochastics Oscillator as the pullback method. And just to bring everyone up to speed, over the last couple of months or so, I've been producing EAs that are looking to get pullbacks within trends. And I use the Stochastics Oscillator, the RSI Oscillator, the CCI Oscillator, and the Bollinger Bands as the pullback methods. And I created those initially as EAs, and if you guys want to go check out those videos, I backtest those throughout the whole of 2020 across 5 different currency pairs, and the results are all there for everyone to see. And again, all the EAs are absolutely free. All of the videos and download links are all inside the description. And I've been getting lots of feedback from you guys saying that you wanted me to convert these EAs into indicators because there are other technical features that you guys wanted to use, and you didn't want to take every single signal that the indicator produced. So a couple of weeks ago, I shared the first indicator, which was the OGT RSI trend pullback indicator. Again, links down below, top right corner, usual places to go get that. And now I'm trying to get the other 3 out there as quick as I can, so the Stochastic CCI and Bollinger Bands. And today I'm happy to report that I'll be releasing the Stochastics pullback version. And what I'm going to do in this video is just quickly go through how the indicator works. It's a fairly basic indicator, and then how you can overlay other technical tools similar to what I did in the RSI video. So if you guys enjoyed that, please make sure you like this video and please make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get as many indicators, EAs, whether it's MT4, MT5, trading view. I've expanded my works in terms of getting out as much content as I can as you got for you guys. So please smash that like button and subscribe below. So again, this follows the fairly basic principle is firstly, we need to understand trend direction. And for trend direction, we use a moving average. You can pick any one in the input settings, which we'll go through, but I like to use the exponential moving average, and I like to use the 200 period. So, and that is denoted by this blue line, as you can see here. So when prices are below the moving average, we are considered downtrending, and when we're above the moving average, we're considered to be uptrending. And as you can see here, I've kind of got the Aussie dollar 5-minute chart, and it's been tanking. It's been absolutely tanking, and I thought this would be a good example to kind of show in really volatile kind of trending environments how this indicator can really print you guys a lot of money. So what it uses, once we understand trend direction, this particular section uses the Stochastics Oscillator, and it's like all oscillators, they range between 0 to 100 mainly, or between 2 bands. And when price or the oscillator is in the extreme motions, generally the stochastics is 80-20, and in the EA video in the backtest I did 80-20. But the more and more I've kind of played around with this particular type of indicator and oscillator, I feel that 90-10 is about right, because that gives you more of an extreme, and it gives you less signals, especially in lower time frames. If you stuck this to 80-20, you get a lot more signals. And if you're a scale-in trader or a scale-out trader, maybe more signals are right. But if you just want roughly, a decent amount of signals, especially in the stochastics, there are 2 things you can do. Either change the overbought and oversold, like I've done in this example of 90 and 10, or you can change the moving averages that are used to make the stochastic signals to get it more of a lagging longer term thing. Therefore, you'll get less there. So if I show you the input settings, and again, you will notice that they are very similar to the RSI as well as the Stochastics EA version. And again, what I love about this indicator and EA is it's very customizable. So you've got your stochastic settings, again, like I said, you can play around with those. And then the overbought and oversold areas, again, 90-10. The traditional is 80-20, but again, play around with it, you get some good information. Then we've got the moving average. Again, I've set it to 200, and like I said before, you can select different types of moving averages, and close price is generally there. And then you've obviously got the usual notifications. Again, you guys know me, I don't like to stare at the charts all day, so I like to set these things up on my VPS, go live my life, and then I get a signal on my phone to when a signal's come in, and then I can react to that signal based on other technical factors, what have you, and what else is going on. So that's the signal. So the way it kind of works is, we'll take this one here because this is like a nice example here, is when price goes above, in this example, into overbought territory, um, the indicator signals itself to start watching the price. Take a note of, we are now in overbought territory, and where's it gone over here? And then when the oscillator comes out of overbought territory, you can see here at that level there, it will print a signal of, in this example, of sell, because we are underneath the 200 EMA. And that's basically how how it works. And as you can see here in this example here, it is a very fast moving indicator in its preset settings. You can see we've got all these little clips here above 90, and therefore you get all these elements here, and then you got current live price action at the moment. So that's it. And then if you were using the EA, it would just take every one of these trays and use the ATR as the reward to risk kind of mechanism in terms of stop loss and take profit placements. So how can we now use this and add more intelligence using other technical tools? So the first one, as you've probably seen here, as you guys who've watched me for a while, know this, one of my most popular indicators, which is the Ogt Trend Dashboard. Again, links inside the description for the tutorial videos, and it's all free to download. What this is showing is it uses a combination of three moving averages that, if they're in a certain order, it's determined that we are in a downtrend or an uptrend or ranging. So red, green, or grey. You can set these colors to however you wish. And again, it looks at it across multiple time frames as well. So again, I've only got the M1 to H4. You can add daily, weekly, monthly on this as well. And what it's showing here is what I like to do is I use it more of a scanner more than anything else, and you can show all currency pairs or everything that's inside your watch list over here. Just bear in mind that the more pairs you put in, the more processing power it takes to run, because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes to deliver this kind of table. So try to limit that either by doing less pairs or less time frames. And what you can see here, what I'm looking for is, when I use the trend dashboard on a daily, weekly basis, is I'm just looking at it as a pictorial view of where where are we seeing massive uptrends or massive downtrends. And this is a perfect example on the Aussie dollar, which is why I've used it for this particular example. This is a great way just to quickly scan a currency pair and say, okay, this stochastics trend pullback, the RSI, the Bollinger Band, the CCI, those indicators and EAs are perfect for this environment, trending environment. So again, this is where you can use this sort of, if I wasn't at my screen and I got a signal here to go short, I can look at the trend dashboard, and the trend dashboard is telling me that everything is red. So if there was a few greens inside here, or on the higher time frames or what have you, then maybe I'll be less reserved to taking the trade, or risk less than I usually do on the trade. So that's the first thing on there. The second thing is when you get the signal, is what I like to look at is two things. One is, how far away are we from the 200 moving average, and secondly, what is the gradient or slope of the 200 moving average. So we can see at this last signal that it gave us earlier today, is we are sloping down. We've got red across here, and you can see here we've got a number of signals as the day has gone on. But also we are quite close to the 200 period, and we know that major moving averages act as a form of support and resistance. So if I was to take a trade and go short, let's just say I decided to go short here as an example, what I can do is I know that I could probably set my stop loss around this level over here just to be safe, and then look to probably target either this low over here to get a 1-to-1, or if I was a bit more aggressive, to attack the other low. I like to look lows. And then what we've also got here in this salmon color is the OGT round numbers indicator, which I talked about in the previous video, and I've got dedicated tutorial videos on this. This will probably be the last target. So knowing that price is sloping down, we've got a sea of red on the trend dashboard. We're quite close to the moving average. We've got some sort of a little bit of a pin bar here, a rejection candle, which is also quite there if we're looking at price action. All else being equal, we've also had this bearish kind of momentum going down, that, you know, targeting the previous low, main low, this one, and also the round number levels would be the kind of three main key targets. And then I would look above the round numbers level. I might stick the average true range on just to make sure that I'm a bit out of the kind of for any fluctuations. But now we can see here that we did manage to get that move down. So, and that's how you would use the indicator if you want to use it in indicator format. And again, there are many other tools out there like Ichimoku. There's lots of trend indicators out there, and overlaying all of those types of trend indicators will only give you the confidence to take this signal, or this one, or this one, or whichever one you decide to take. So this is why that you've got to look at it as a whole, and the 5-minute chart might be a bit of a big chart to kind of look at. So if I just remove these and let's just see, and again, just if we keep zooming out on the time frames, how this looks on the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute chart, if I just kind of zoom out over here slightly and go down here. So we had two moments over here, and if you put the Bollinger Bands on, you would have had some expansion and then some compression over here, which then led you to a nice move. And if we look over here, this for me is a pretty interesting section over here. So I really like this type of congestion over here. Because we've got to move upwards here, I probably wouldn't take any of these, because, you know, we're now starting to make high highs. So you really want to look at the kind of price action over there, whereas this signal and this signal will be better takers because you're actually inside the right way. So again, just looking at price action here, I don't like this signal, and I don't like this signal, because you can see here that we are trying to make a move up, but that's just a bigger retracement of the bigger move to the moving average, and then price continues to fall back down. So, you know, again, I've just drawn this trend line, but this signal over here could act as resistance of that trend line to confirm a trend line break, and looking as a scalp trade to the next round number level as a level of a take profit target. I don't know, but you kind of get what I mean in terms of how the EA would have just taken all these trades, where now you've got it as an indicator form of how you can make some better decisions. And I'm just going to look on the 30 minutes, see what comes up. And again, you kind of got this kind of section over here where this is what I love about round number levels. You can see these conjecture. These are nice little scalp trades on the 30-minute chart to get back to these levels. And then we've got this other one here, again, that compression area along here. This would have been a lovely trade of a nice little bit, some compression and breakout into that play over there to that next round number level. So, you know, I love this indicator. I love the stochastics of trending markets. It's one of my most favorite tools that I use, and it's not the singular tool that I use. If you look at this, I'm using the stochastics, moving average, round number levels, and trend dashboard. So if you add all that together, there's a lot of stuff you're using in there to make informed decisions. So I really hope that kind of tutorial on the indicator, as well as some technical analysis of things that you can look at. There's a number of other indicators to use, so make sure you check out the playlist here, which has got the RSI video on there if you haven't seen that, as well as all my other kind of EA indicators and kind of live trading stuff we got on the screen. So check those ones out, and I should see you guys in the next video.